Okay, Hard Rock Hell Friday. I'm here with Jake from Dead City Ruins.
Yes, that's me.
That's you. And you are the
Singer.
singer
That's right.
in the band.
Yep.
Right, so you're from Australia?
Yes, ma'am.
And come over all the way here just for this gig, or?
No, we've been on tour since March.
Right.
So 9 months of touring the UK and touring Europe.
Oh, right.
And playing everywhere we can play.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy.
Is this coming to the end of the tour now, or?
This is actually our last show.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So now we play tonight at 6 and then we're here tomorrow to just celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we fly out on Tuesday back home to an Australian tour.
Right.
Yeah.
Straight into an Australian
Straight
tour?
into 2 months of touring Australia. And
Don't
then
have
we've got to
much
record an
rest this
album
year,
and
I was gonna
then
say.
back and...
You don't have much rest this year then?
No, none at all. None at all.
It's been fun?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been absolutely great. I always say the best thing about touring is the people that we get to meet. You know, people are so generous over here. Of course, you know, bands don't make that much money these days, so it's always great to meet people that'll take us in and let us sleep on their couch and maybe cook us breakfast and stuff.
Excellent.
It's always good, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, there isn't, as you say, the money in it to put people up in hotels. It's not as glamorous and glorified as it used to be.
It's not the 80s.
No. Definitely not.
Yeah.
So, the band itself, how long have you been together in the format it is now?
In the format that it is now, wow, it's a hard question. We've always had a bit of a revolving door for the rhythm section.
Yeah.
So we've been through a lot of drummers, a couple of bass players. But I would say Dead City Ruins, as it is now, we've been together since 2010.
Oh, that's not bad.
We started in 2007 in London, actually, because I lived in England for about 4 years.
Yeah.
But it's a completely different band now, so probably since 2010, and we've been touring Europe since 2011, so the last 5 years.
Right. So who's the new boy, or the latest one in the band?
We got a drummer, Nick,
Right.
and a bass player named Matt. They're from a band back home called The Deep End.
Right.
Really rad band, and they just happened to break up around the time we were looking for a rhythm section.
Well, so it came as a package.
Yeah. It was perfect. It was perfect.
It was. Two for the prize of one.
And the band's never sounded better.
Excellent.
Really
Excellent.
stoked on how it sounds.
So as they're the new boys, do you still get them to make the tea and coffee and run around for you?
Mate, if we could get tea and coffee, we'd make them make it, but I'm just trying to keep them alive at the moment, to tell you the truth. But they're good dudes, and they're as dedicated as we are. You know, we've been over here all year. They didn't. I think they joined the band maybe 2 months before we came over here. So to be dedicated enough to just give up your life and move over here, I have my hat off to both of those guys.
Yeah. Absolutely, because it's not easy.
It's not.
It's as we said, it's not as glamorous as people think. But so have you written some songs already, or got them in your mind ready for when you're going to start recording?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've got about 20-25 songs in the works at the moment. We'll narrow that down to 10 for the album.
Yeah.
And we always write a lot of the stuff on the road. We spend most of our time on the road, so our songs seem to come out about touring.
Yep.
You know, the struggles and all that kind of stuff, the good times, the bad times, and we do write a lot on the road, so yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
You've got stuff there, so you've got ideas. And I suppose any of these songs, have you had a chance to put them together and play?
Yeah, we've been trialling I think 4 or 5 songs this year.
Yeah.
While we've been on tour, and they've been going down really well. So like I said, I mean, the band hasn't sounded better, so I'm really excited to get in the studio.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That sounds really like good fun. And I suppose once that's done, that'll be about a year since you first went out on tour. Have you got an idea of when it'll be ready?
When the album will be ready? I would say we will be touring it in Europe by the end of the European summer.
Right.
So what's that? June, July, August, September. September we'll be back on tour. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you ever get any time to relax, what do you do to unwind and relax?
I try to keep my wife happy.
Right.
And I like building cars.
Right.
And just trying to stay sane. Try to, I was just saying a second ago, right now is one of the most exciting times in my life for music.
Excellent.
There's that many new bands coming out now. So I try to spend a lot of the time finding new bands, listening to new bands, and trying to get out and see as many bands as I can, because, you know, I grew up in the 90s and the early thousands, and there was just nothing going on. You know, all the great bands kind of died off. Techno came in.
Yeah.
And for rock and roll, it's been a real lull. But for the past couple of years, it's been building up, and now there's some of the best bands I've ever heard.
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of them are now, because there isn't the support of major companies anymore, they're all doing DIY stuff, doing it all themselves, bands. So
that's right.
Which is sort of brings it back round. It's quite nice because they can. I know it costs them. It might, where an album might be in a couple of weeks, but having to get the funding and everything, it's taken them longer to get the stuff out there.
It is.
But then it's worth it for them in the end.
Yeah. You know what I've noticed? We've got a lot more crowd and fan straight to the artist. You know, there's no middleman now. So people come to the shows. That's where we sell all our merch and our albums and stuff. So it's straight from the fan to us. You know, it's really great. It's a different time in music, but I think there's a lot more people that are in it now for the music and the love.
Yeah.
You know, because there's no bloody money in it. There's no one doing it to be cool rock stars.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing more uncool than 30-year-old broke musicians, you know. But we all do it for the love, so.
And do you think with all these reality TV music shows, like X Factor, I don't know if you have Australian X Factor, and I don't know, these other ones where they have like these competitions, do you think it gives a full sense of what music is like to other people out there who are watching it? Yes,
absolutely. But the same as the 50s, there was all that pop doo-wop shit, and there was the general population that thought that's what music was, you know, a lot of just hooks and stupidity. But there's always rock, and there's always heavy metal and rock underlying that. And there's always going to be an audience searching for that. And I know I've seen it firsthand where kids who haven't heard that kind of stuff before hear it, and you can tell straight away they're in it for life. So yes, it does give a false sense of what's going on to the general population, but we really don't give a shit about them anyway, you know. We're not playing for those people, and they're never really going to be the kind of fans who are going to support you for the rest of your life. Those people are always going to be there, and that's why we do it.
Excellent. Do you still have your first instrument that you ever bought?
No, I wish. I was given a guitar, a 3/4 acoustic guitar that washed up on a beach, because I come from a beach town.
Right.
When I was a little kid, my mum was super poor, and a friend of hers found it on the beach and gave it to me, and I had to fix it up and learn how to play it and stuff. I got no idea what happened to that. No idea. But yeah, that was my first instrument.
Excellent. Now, I ask a random question, and you have a choice of A, B, or C.
Yep.
Which would you like, A, B, or C?
C.
C.
No, ask me the question.
Right. So, have you got like in Australia, like a lottery where you can win lots of money? Yep. Right. Okay. So the bands as a whole do it together.
That's
you know, this lottery.
Yep.
They put in and everything else, and the rest of the band come in and say, "Look, we've won. Our numbers have come up."
Mm-hmm.
And you realise you didn't actually put the money on the ticket. What would you say to them?
So they gave me the money, and I was supposed to buy the ticket, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I'd probably laugh. That's a weird question, man. I don't know. Our band, you know, we're all pretty stupid.
Right.
You have to be stupid to do this kind of touring. I mean, we've been on the road 9 months.
Yeah.
So whilst I would feel terrible, I would probably laugh, open a beer, and say, you know what? I didn't even get the ticket, boys. And they'd be furious for about 5 seconds, and they'd realise, you know, well, that's Dead City Ruins.
Just one of the things.
That's Dead City Ruins. So,
that's excellent.
And we just carry on doing what we do.
That's excellent. Well, thank you so much for giving me some of your time. I've enjoyed it immensely.
Thanks for having us.
It's been really, really good.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you, Wolfie.